Assalamu alaikum, dear parents. Our daughters are growing up so fast, right? Before we know it, they're facing a world full of challenges: school, friends, social media. But how do we prepare them for what's coming? Today, I'm going to share 7 essential lessons every Muslim girl needs to learn before she turns 13. Now, you might be wondering, why did we pick 13 as the age to focus on? Well, as you know, this is the age when most girls are entering their teenage years and undergoing significant changes, physically, emotionally, and even spiritually. By 13, they're likely beginning or already going through puberty, which brings a lot of new experiences: body changes, mood swings, and a heightened sense of self-awareness. This transition is crucial because how they handle it can influence the kind of adults they become. So by preparing them before they reach 13, we're giving them the tools they need to face these challenges with confidence, grounded in their faith. Are you a parent trying to help your daughter through these tough times? This video is for you. Let's connect and learn how to guide her with love, wisdom, and our Muslim values. Before starting, don't forget to like and subscribe. The first thing to talk about is puberty. It can seem overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. As parents, we need to help our girls understand that this is a natural and beautiful part of growing up. Explain to your daughter that changes like menstruation, breast development, and emotional shifts are normal. Let's normalize these conversations at home, so when puberty comes, our daughters feel prepared, not scared. Discuss it from an Islamic perspective as well, explaining how puberty marks the beginning of her religious responsibilities, like prayer and fasting. But remember, it's important to do this in a way that makes her feel excited and empowered, not burdened. One of the most sensitive yet crucial conversations I had with my daughter was about her body. As parents, we often hesitate, but we need to be the ones to guide them through the changes of puberty, emotionally and physically. Have you had the talk with your daughter yet? Let me know how it went in the comments. It could help another parent out. Secondly, talk about personal hygiene. As girls approach puberty, teaching them the importance of personal hygiene becomes essential. But it's more than just cleanliness. It's connecting hygiene to faith. Teach your daughter that cleanliness is a form of worship. It's not just about looking and feeling clean. It's about staying spiritually pure. Explain the importance of menstrual hygiene and how to care for themselves during their cycle. Teach them how to make ghusl and get back to praying 5 times a day. Trust me, starting this conversation early builds their confidence and helps them feel comfortable when the time comes. What age do you think is best to start teaching your daughter about hygiene? Comment below with your thoughts. 3. Safe use of social media. Setting boundaries early. Social media is everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. Our girls are constantly connected. But the question is, how can they use it safely? Teach them about boundaries early. I like to introduce the idea of digital modesty, that just as they are careful about how they dress and act, they should also be mindful of how they present themselves online. Explain that not everything online is real, and not every trend is worth following. Equip her with tools to use social media responsibly, like setting boundaries, being mindful of privacy, and knowing when to step away. Discuss the importance of privacy, not oversharing, and the fact that once something's posted, it stays out there forever. Remind them that Allah is aware of everything we do, including our actions on social media. 4th is the most important lesson, that is modesty or hijab. Allah says in the Quran, Surah Ahzab, Ayah 59, "O Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, tell your wives and your daughters and the women of the believers to draw their cloaks, veils, all over their bodies, that is, screen themselves completely except the eyes. That will be better, that they should be known as free, respectable women, so as not to be annoyed, and Allah is ever oft forgiving, most merciful." Modesty isn't just a cultural norm, it's Allah's choice for us. When we teach our daughters about modesty, we're helping them live in a way that honors the body and soul Allah has entrusted to them. Let's make sure they understand that modesty is about more than just clothing. It's reflected in how they speak, how they carry themselves, and how they treat others. For our daughters, as they reach puberty, wearing the hijab becomes not just a choice, but a responsibility from Allah. It's not about hiding. It's about standing tall, knowing that they are seen for their character, not their appearance. This helps our daughters see modesty as a form of strength, not restriction. Fifth point is peer pressure, standing firm in faith and values. As your daughter starts navigating social circles, peer pressure becomes a real challenge. Teach her the importance of staying true to her values, even when it's hard. Encourage her to choose friends who uplift and inspire her, and give her the confidence to say no when something feels wrong. Reinforce the idea that she doesn't need to fit in to feel valued. Her identity as a Muslim is what makes her special. Sixth point, doing chores, a form of ibadah, not a burden. Nowadays, many of our girls rely too much on others, whether it's on us or even maids at home. But teaching them to take on household chores is more than just about getting tasks done. It's about teaching responsibility, empathy, and teamwork. Encourage your daughter to see chores as an ibadah, a way to earn Allah's reward by helping her family. Even the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ helped with household tasks. Start with simple things, like making their bed or washing dishes. When our girls take on chores, they're not just learning life skills. They're developing humility and a sense of contribution. Let's raise daughters who aren't dependent but empowered, girls who understand that helping at home is a way to serve their family and Allah. What chores have you assigned to your kids, and which chores your daughters love to do? Share in the comments. Now, this next point is crucial, especially in today's world. Point number 7, balancing deen and dunya, focusing on the akhirah. Finally, one of the most important lessons, teaching our daughters how to balance their deen and dunya. With school, friends, and social media pulling them in all directions, remind them that the ultimate goal is the akhirah. Encourage them to make time for daily prayer, reading Quran, and reflecting on their relationship with Allah. Show your daughters that they can balance schoolwork, friendships, and their spiritual life without losing focus on what matters most. Encourage her to follow the Sunnah in her daily life. When she learns to place her faith at the center, everything else will fall into place. Remind her that success in this world is temporary, but living in a way that pleases Allah will lead to success in both worlds. This balance is the key to true happiness and peace. There you have it, 7 essential lessons every Muslim girl should learn before she turns 13. These aren't just lessons, they're tools that will help our daughters navigate life with confidence and faith. So what lessons will you be teaching your daughter today? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Muslim Parents Guide for more parenting tips. Don't forget to check out my other video on how to raise steadfast children in times of fitna. Just click right here on the screen. It's full of practical tips to guide your children through today's challenges.